Hey y'all, iRick Guy here, and whether you're a technical person or not, that doesn't matter. This video is for everyone, and within this video, I'm filming this in 2025, I'm going to explain how to configure the fastest and most reliable home Wi-Fi internet solution. So the first thing you'll need, and this depends upon where you're geographically located, you will need broadband internet, whether it's cable internet, DSL internet, fiber internet, doesn't matter. You're going to need that service, and you'll need it connected in your residence. Now, once you have your high-speed internet connected, then you're going to need, and there's a lot of options out there, but I'm going to tell you from my experience, and I do consider myself to be highly technical, from my experience, this is the best solution today, and I've linked it within this video's description. So expand this video's description, and you can find the devices there. But a few things you're going to need. You're going to need the switch, which is super affordable. Like I said, I've linked it within this video's description. Your broadband internet connection, again, whether it's cable, modem, DSL, fiber, doesn't matter, that is going to plug into the switch. Now the switch is also going to plug into the Amazon Eero access points. And the reason that is, and those can communicate wirelessly, but you want to run physical network cable from the switch, so you've got the broadband internet plugging into the switch, and then out of the switch, every Amazon Eero that you've got has a network cable running to it as well. The value add there is that, ultimately in your residence, you're probably using iPhone, iPad, maybe an Apple TV, maybe a laptop, and they're all Wi-Fi wireless devices. But to have a fast and reliable home Wi-Fi network, you want those various Amazon Eeros to be hardwired to your switch, which is hardwired to your broadband internet. The reason is that regardless of where you are in the residence, maybe you're watching TV on that side of the house with an Apple TV, maybe somebody on that side of the house is using a laptop, and maybe somebody in the middle of the house is using their iPad. Regardless of which Amazon Eero they're connecting to, and by the way, that's the cool thing about Amazon Eero, it'll determine which Amazon Eero is closest to the device that's being used, and it'll use that. But regardless of which Amazon Eero the iPad, the iPhone, the Apple TV is connected to, since they're all physically wired to the switch, which the broadband internet is also physically wired to, it creates a rock-solid solution regardless of where someone is within that residence using a Wi-Fi device, iPad, iPhone, laptop, doesn't matter. But having that wired back end, the wired backhaul, I think is the buzzword they use for it, makes this super reliable. My home internet is super reliable, and I've even positioned, and depending upon the size of your residence, how many stories you may have, that'll dictate how many Amazon Eero routers you will need. But get the routers like I've linked within this video's description, because the routers are the ones that you can run the network cable from back to your, I just call it my data center, but back to where the switch is that also connects to your high-speed home internet. And this creates a super rock solid solution. Now I'm going to show you some just some quick video clips here so you can see what my Eero setup looks like. So you can see over here, there's my high-speed internet. I use Xfinity, but mounted on the wall back here, that's my network switch. And like I said, I linked all of this equipment. Expand this video's description and click the link there. But those are network cables. See, I've wired it through my wall, so I've got all my cables. Very neat. But there's a physical network cable from my Xfinity cable modem right here that goes into the switch, and then every Amazon Eero that I have in my residence comes back into the switch. So everything is wired backhaul, so it's super fast. And you can see out here outside of my YouTube studio where I just was, this right here is a network cable. So that network cable right there, that white cable, is going to one of my, and I've got 3 Eeros for the size of my place, but depending upon the size of your place, how many floors you have, you may need less or you may need more E-rows. And then here's one of my E-rows here, and you can see the network cables plugged into it. This particular one, I have two cables. One cable goes back to the network switch that I showed you a moment ago that's next to my high-speed internet modem. But each of these Amazon E-rows, and what's nice about them, if you had a desktop computer or something that you wanted to hardwire, each of these E-rows have two ports. But for the wired backhaul, you only need to use one of the two. This particular one, I use both because I plugged in, check out my separate video. This is a Tableau device that I hardwired into one of my 3 E-rows so I can get free over-the-air HD TV. But my other E-rows, they only have one cable plugged in, which is the network cable that's going to the switch, which is in my little home data center. And I've linked the network cable like I use within this video's description too. I future-proofed a little bit. If you're not technical, there's different types of what's called a category cable, category patch cable. Actually, I went with Cat 8, but there's some older versions like Cat 5 that don't support the speed, so you need to make sure that you get a good cable. But I've linked the fast cable within this video's description, and depending upon how far away your E-rows are from your switch, that'll obviously dictate how much cable you need to get. And see, this one right here, I had too long of a cable, but I just looped it up and put a zip tie around it, and it's on the ceiling in my basement. And I hope this video helped. If you have any questions or comments, please comment down below or ask your questions down below, and I'll try my best to respond in the format of an upcoming video. But it doesn't have to be pretty. If you've got a basement, that's very easy to do, because typically a basement will have a ceiling, and you can just run those cables on the ceiling, and use little clips and put them up there. So that makes it super clean. But likewise, you could run your network cables from your Amazon E-row or Amazon E-rows, depending upon the size of your residence. You could run those through walls. I've run some of my cables through walls. This wall behind me here, I've got up above my YouTube studio where I am now, I've got an Amazon E-row up there, so it's hardwired to the switch here. So all of my E-rows are hardwired. And some of them, keep in mind, if you've got a basement like I did, what you saw just a moment ago, that E-row I had ceiling mounted in the basement. But even though it's physically in the basement, the room above that E-row, the signal's going through the floor without an issue. So, don't think that you have to have your E-rows on the same floor as where your wireless devices, your iPhone, your iPad, etc. are being used, because attaching them to the ceiling of the basement may provide more than ample signal for you. But in a case where you've got multiple floors, maybe a 3-story house, it would probably be advantageous to put an E-row on each floor. But the best thing to do is walk around with an iPhone and the little the Wi-Fi and look at the signal, and then that'll give you an idea. Okay, as you install your first E-row, do you need more? And if so, how should you optimally place those E-rows so that wherever you are within your residence, that your Wi-Fi signal, and again, use that iPhone or that Android phone to look at the signal as you walk around. That's a good way to do it. And you can find where within your residence you should place the E-rows for optimal coverage, because ultimately you want every part of your residence to have strong Wi-Fi signal. And in certain situations, you may want to cover outdoor areas. Maybe you got a pool out back or something. You may want to position additional E-rows so that they provide good signal for at least a portion of your outdoor area. So I hope this video helped. Again, the wired backhaul is key. These E-rows can communicate with one another wirelessly, but you're going to get much better performance if you do the wired backhaul like I just demonstrated. Eros, the cable, everything, expand this video's description, and you can find the links there. Thanks in advance for shopping my links. And if this video really helped, not required, but feel free to send me a super thanks. And to do that, just click that thanks button down below this video. Not required, but deeply appreciated if you choose to do so. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRick Sky here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.